So the UK version of Grapevine has arrived, and I am absolutely feeling this like no other.
Address the problem, which is the fact that colorism does exist in the UK and in the entertainment industry and the music industry as a whole. And I think that's what we should have, you know, focused on and tried to create awareness about.
Hey guys, it's Murad. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. So I'm sure Grapevine announced a while ago that they were doing a UK version of the show, and I'm quite glad that they have, because I feel like this entire episode was just leaking with such knowledge and information that we can all use to acquire and learn and become better people. So I feel like this was a great thing for them to do. I actually had no knowledge that this had released last week. I wasn't told, or I didn't see it on YouTube, so hence why this review is a bit late. Now that I do know that they're doing a UK version, and I'm assuming the episodes will be weekly from the UK version, I will be reviewing them as soon as they come out. So of course, a lot of characters, and they're all new characters. So forgive me if I do not mention your names, if I mention your names wrong, or if I just forget to mention your name, because obviously it's a brand new show. It's going to be a while for us to accustom and build those bridges with these new characters that we are seeing on the UK version. Now, of course, it's a debate show, so it's going to be quickly compared to Backchat, but I feel like Backchat and Grapevine, you can't really compare the two because they're just both different shows. Backchat, obviously, they do their debates, but they're more so for entertainment, whereas Grapevine is more for knowledge and is far more formal, and more spoken. So I feel like the Grapevine and Backchat are just in two separate lanes. Anyhow, let's just get straight into this. This entire topic where they were discussing my Jama. Now, obviously, I spoke about this on my own channel when she had those ridiculous tweets that came out about offending many types of people, especially dark-skinned females, and the fact that she's half Somalian. So there's confusion, there's madness, everybody's just like, what's going on? So that's something that I touched on. Now they're talking about it, and we have somebody called Perpetrator who talks about the fact that colorism is still a prevalent issue, which I also touched on. That it's not an issue that was in 2012 with tweets and it's slowly, you know, disappeared, become more big, I would say, it's more massive, but it's just not in your face anymore. That's the only difference, I feel, but it's still a prevalent issue to this day. And what also happened that she mentioned is that it became an attack on my Jama herself rather than an attack on the actual issue of colorism. So I feel like that is something that people need to look for when certain people are caught up with what they're saying. Rather than attacking them, you need to attack the issue that they have brought up with. So I feel like she mentioned that point, and I kind of felt what she was saying. Then there was this whole notion of, you know, how there could be two victims, the victims of the superior complex and the victim from the inferior complex.
Because one's a victim and one's a perpetrator, and I'm not a fan. You have agency over yourself, and if you want to perpetuate that type of violence towards your other people because you feel like you're superior, I can't help you with that.
But my question and my thing is, if these two are the victims, who's the perpetrator? Because it doesn't really work like that. It's like, you know, I'm robbing the bank, then, you know, I'm wrong because I know that I shouldn't be robbing the bank, therefore I'm a victim, and the person who got robbed is the victim. So it's like, but surely I should know better not to be robbing that bank. So therefore it's like, you're kind of just taking away the blame, the fault, the ignorance from the person who really is a perpetrator. So I feel like that complex of both are victims, I can see where she's coming from. I'm not sure what her name is, what she said, but I feel like you're really just driving to a dead end, because really and truly that doesn't make any sense. But then Yvette came into the scene and was like, one is a victim, but one is a perpetrator. The perpetrator should know what they are doing because they are oppressing the victim. Therefore, by shifting the blame from them, by shifting the ignorance from them, you are taking away any badness from what they have said, and you are allowing them to continue, because they probably will. Not I would say allowing them to continue, but you're not letting them know where they messed up. It doesn't make sense to me as to why you see both as victims. One is a perpetrator, and they need to acknowledge that, understand that, learn from it, and move on, which in itself is very unlikely. I also liked where Jana was coming from when she said that people need time to learn their anti-blackness.
But when it comes to moving things forward, there also has to be space for people to unlearn the anti-blackness.
Right. Yes!
Yeah. Okay? Dragging up old tweets from decades ago. 6 years isn't that long ago. Allow black people to unlearn their anti-blackness that they've imbued with. That doesn't mean you don't treat her as the kind of the perpetrator or the oppressor. If you want to cancel her as a dark-skinned black woman, go ahead.
To learn where these thoughts have come from, because some people were just making jokes and were very oblivious to it when they were young, back in secondary school, that mentality, the lighty mentality, the dark skin mentality. So I feel like these conversations were very, very thorough and very informative, because we were given different stories of different people. Like Temi talked about how she grew up in Oxford and then she moved to London, and how she learned about this term lighting, how it was coined to her, and she didn't understand what it meant, and she's reflect on the fact that black men, especially for her own personal story, were the ones that placed these labels on her, placed these labels on black female, whether dark skinned or light skinned, and they help to act as like a catalyst for this situation that is obviously ongoing and very prevalent to today's society. But long story short, I did appreciate this particular episode, first part and second part. Even Aloni was making some sense as well in terms of cancellations, and even if we cancel people, do they actually learn, or do they just continue to go on about their day and everybody just forgets about it? And that pattern needs to be stopped. And I'm very, very glad that point itself is addressed, how there was a pattern of somebody says something, they apologize, you cancel them, then you uncancel them, and they're back to square one. And that entire pattern needs to be stopped. And how can we stop that pattern? How can we question it? What can we do about it? So I feel like that's what I mean when this particular show, and especially the UK version that I'm saying, is very, very informative. Everybody was just on point. Everybody was just on key. And that's exactly what I was feeling. So I'm very looking much forward to the next episode of Grapevine UK. You will catch me reviewing it indefinitely. Let me know what you guys think about this particular episode. Let me know what you guys think about my review. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll hit you guys up soon.